of Zoning Appeals. My name is Jason Saavedra. I'm the vice chair. Our chair, Bill Treadway, could not be here today, so I'm sort of the substitute teacher, so go easy on the substitute teacher today. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get right into it. We're going to have the roll call from staff, please.
Bill Treadway, Paul Clapp,
Here.
Jim Wallace, Jason Saavedra,
Here.
John Collette.
Here.
All right, looks like they have the microphone on. You guys can hear me okay? Yeah. Okay, good. My voice is a little quiet, so that's why I want to ask. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda, which is consideration of the previous minutes. It's actually October 1st. Looks like it says August 6th there. Not a big deal, but just to be clear, October 1st. The roll call looks like it might not be correct because it shows Bill was absent and Paul is absent. Do you know what that's about?
I think I was.
Were you absent? But yeah, that says you made a motion.
But then I made a motion as well.
He was absent and made a motion.
This is the last meeting we're talking about.
Previous.
I was not here the last meeting.
Okay. I don't know what happened.
So, but if you put Bill present, there would be 3, so you had a quorum.
Yeah,
I'll go
and
back
that makes
through.
sense.
I'll go back through and fix.
Yeah, so the roll call needs to be fixed, and then again, on C, it says that Mr. Clapp made a motion, and he wasn't there, so I'll have to make sure that's accurate. Again, the minutes don't affect the legality of the decisions, but it should be accurate.
I'll go back through my notes. I have in the recordings.
Okay.
I think we only had 3 here, and I seconded it, so.
Yeah.
It's-
People confuse us. We look a lot alike.
Right. Okay, so we don't know what the changes are yet, so I'm not sure we can approve it. Do you know, are you able to give us the changes maybe before the end of the meeting?
Can we not approve it with changes stated? She's gonna
Yeah,
correct
again,
it.
we
Or do you have to wait till-
we probably have to know what the changes are to know what to approve. It's a tiny detail, I just want to make sure it's right.
So the changes are, it would be changed to the September meeting minutes. Because we're in October now.
We're in November.
We're in-
October meeting.
Yeah.
I'm off.
Dates are correct.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that minutes would be changed, and then C instead of Paul would become John.
No, I was the second. It says seconded by me, right?
Yeah, it's correct that he says he was the second, so we need to figure out who made the motion.
It would have had to been Jim.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we had
I think
to.
it's,
Well, it had to be Jim.
It had to be Jim,
Yeah.
there's no one else to make it.
oh yeah, process of elimination. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
All right, so,
So those 2 things need changed.
yes, anything else?
Yeah, we're hitting on all cylinders today.
That's right. We're doing the best we can. All right, we have any motions to approve potentially with the
I'll make
changes?
a motion to approve as stated for the corrections.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. All right. Being there's no old business, we'll move on to new business. Looks like the first petition we have in front of us is going to be BZA 2225 with a special use request. This is going to be for 1126 North 8th Street. If we can have the staff read the staff report.
Okay. And the location is 1126 North 8th Street, Terre Haute. The owner is Permit Properties LLC. Petitioner is Jennifer Guzman. The petitioner is requesting a special use from section 10-181B3 of City Code for a residential facility for persons requiring special consideration in an R1 single-family residence district. The property is zoned R2, two-family residence district. Petitioner would like to utilize the property as a sober living home. A special use is required for persons requiring additional consideration under General Ordinance Number 2 that was amended. The sober living facility is known as Triple R Recovery Home. The approval will not be injurious to public health, safety, morals, and moral welfare of the community. Petitioner is not asking for variances from the park surfacing requirement whenever a parking space is required for the existing and future use. Ignore that. It is unknown how multiple residential facilities may affect the neighborhood. Petitioner provided the evaluation form for Triple R Recovery Home as well as the home rules and regulations. The proposed use will not injure or adversely affect the use or value of other property in the immediate area in a substantially adverse manner residential facilities may affect the neighborhood, and their recommendation of the Department of Engineering stated that the intent request would not alter the neighborhood's characteristics or create any significant problems for the surrounding area. The petitioner will need to provide adequate off-street parking that meets city code requirements. District application for the terms of the ordinance would result in unnecessary hardship to use of the property. Special uses may be considered because of their unique characteristics. They cannot be properly classified in any particular district or districts without consideration in each case the impact of their uses on neighboring land and the public need for a particular use at a particular location. Per the Department of Engineering's recommendation, the request for the special use for a residential facility, for persons requiring additional consideration shall comply in accordance with the city code. The Department of Engineering provided a favorable recommendation. Staff also provides a favorable recommendation with the following conditions. Approval by the Department of Engineering and building inspection that all requirements have been met for the special use. Party approval of the Department of Engineering.
All right. Thanks for that, Sydney. Do we have a petitioner present to speak on this petition? If so, go ahead and feel free to come out to the podium and state your name. Just let us know whatever you'd like to know about your petition.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Guzman, and this is Eric Adderson. We both own the property, or not own the property, but the business. We are a 501c3 now. We have the documentation and everything, if you guys need a copy of that. I will let him speak most of this, but basically what we're asking for, a little bit of my background is I myself have been through sober living, and I have a little bit over 19 months of recovery underneath me, and I've been through the programming, and again, a little bit of my story, I had to fight to get my children back, and I know what it was like to, and my daughter is here right now, but one of my kids, but I know what it was like to not have the resources and the help behind us and the accommodations of people to support us and uplift us, and me especially, when it comes to fighting to get my kids back. So our home that we're asking for is for women and women with children. That would be women who would, similar, like in my situation, might have had a DCS case or just trying to get their kids back and have a safe place for their kids to go and them to go and have the programming and the AA meetings and the NA meetings and just the resources, the IOP therapy. We require peer recovery through Wabash Valley. We also ask that they have a sponsor. Just, we have a whole list of requirements, which everything is in our rules and regulations. And then I'll let Mr. Adderson speak.
I also went through a sober living. Club Gobi saved my life. It was my cornerstone of my recovery. I also had an issue with my child in DCS. With that being said, Club Gobi had everything I needed to have me in my recovery, but they couldn't. I couldn't have placement with my son working with DCS. And like Jennifer said, we want to have that for the people in recovery that's trying to get their kids back, whether it be through marriage or anything to do with recovery, DCS, marriage, with any of their diseases whatsoever. But again, sober living saved my life, and we want to have that available for the upcoming people in recovery.
That's basically all we,
Yeah.
we're just asking for approval to run the programming and offer the help and the resources that we were provided at one time, and allow us to give that opportunity to others, because there is a high need and there's a very high stigma on recovery, and we want to help fight that, so. Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead and stay up there. We might have some questions for you.
Okay.
Yep.
So what's the property used for currently?
Currently, we do have some residents in there right now. It was a rental, like a personal property through Beeman Properties. They had a family in there, and that family destroyed that house, and I went in and I completely pulled up carpet and everything, and we just made it a very warm, homey feeling again, so people can come in there. Right now we have 7 girls in there that are in the house at the time, so.
When you say 7
7 females, 7 women. Do you want me to put my home address or the address of the recovery home?
So you're currently already operating your business out of this?
Yeah, we've already have girls come in, and I mean, we did allow them to go ahead and come in with the unknown. And they know the circumstances too. They know what we're doing. They know that we're taking the steps because we want to do this the right way. We want to take all the steps to do everything legal, like we became the 501c3. We want to be in with the court systems. We want to be in with drug court. We both have been through the court system, so we understand that process. I myself, like I said, I was in a sober living myself and was allowed to bring my kids into the sober living, and I stayed there for a short period of time until I got my home, but I helped manage and run those sober livings. There was
I get
4
what
of
you're
them,
doing.
so-
You realize you're in violation right now, though.
No, I did not know that.
I mean, that's why you're here, to get approval,
Oh.
to be able to do what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I can speak to that. I'm Jason City, Terre Haute. So they came aware that they were operating illegally, not per the code. So that's when we made contact. One of my inspectors did to go over this variance that they have to get a special use for.
Okay.
And we allowed them to operate until based on the decision of this. And if you guys deny it, then obviously they have to cease and
Okay.
desist.
All right.
Yeah.
There's a few corrections though, in this it says, the ordinance,
Should be 190.
it says,
Yeah.
it's in 10-193, and the special use variance of 264E is what it's for, just for clarification for the record.
I've got that.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
The point is
So-
you're here to come into compliance.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
absolutely, we want to come in compliance, yes.
And also, they're gonna have to, just so you guys are aware, I'm just gonna know they also have to get a permit to the city works, their city Terre Haute, and we have to go inspect it with our fire marshals to make sure it is compliant with the 50 square foot of sleeping space by federal and state guidelines and city guidelines, also to make sure we meet the egress code, and there's no violation of things. So they'll have to get a permit to the city of Terre Haute anyway, and that's gonna be an annual inspection basis to make sure it's only safe now, but also in the future. So they'll have to do that as well, part of our follow-up process with all these recovery centers.
Okay.
And we're absolutely fine doing any steps that we need to take to be in compliance. We do have off-street parking in the back, to where, because I know that's one of the rules, that we can't have any parking up front. We do have enough room in the back, that there is parking back there for vehicles as well. We don't have any girls that have vehicles right now anyways, so.
So staff, they're currently operating, they have 7 girls in the facility, but there doesn't need to be any zoning change.
No, because it's just a special use. If they're residential, it falls into all the residential, special use categories.
Okay. And then I guess
The
one other-
R2 reverts back to the R1 special use, it includes anything in R1.
Okay.
So,
And then one final question. So prior to you utilizing the facility, if I'm a neighbor, what changes would I see with the property from the outside?
So we went in, and I mean, I have pictures I can show you.
Not about
but,
the inside, I'm talking about someone would notice, like if they lived across the street or if they lived down the road, what kind of changes would be noticeable?
A dramatic change already. Our girls have a daily chore sheet, and one of them's outside. The outside was horrendous. The trash was terrible. It is immaculate now. Not only that, they have to do a few hours community service each week with it. That's going around the neighborhood picking up trash or something along that line. So as far as the eye can see,
So as far as like traffic in and out, who conducting meetings, I mean, just the general, I don't know exactly what you do. I know they're living there.
Right.
That's kind of what I was getting at, is there, I'm trying to figure out if there's gonna be any issue with any neighbor, anything that's going on that they would find disturbing.
So we have personally made contact, like I've talked with a couple of neighbors in person, and we've had some neighbors contact us that we mailed letters out to over the phone that are in high support of what we're doing. We are it's in our rules and regulations that they can have like their families come over and visit, but it cannot be a continuous turnaround revolving door. We don't want our house to look like, I'm sorry, but like a trap house. You know what I mean? Like we don't want that put on our face of our name of our house. That's not what we're about. We're about recovery, and we're about representing ourselves in what we do and showing people that we can overcome what we've been through.
and no, absolutely no visitors after 7 o'clock. There is a curfew for the ladies to have visitors.
Yeah.
So, and then, yeah, 7
right.
o'clock is the
That's all I have.
And I did not get any calls for any,
Okay.
I was gonna ask about that. No remonstrances or either way?
I didn't get a single call.
I got 3 phone calls personally, so.
That's good.
Yeah, one even offered us to sell us his duplex just right down the road to start another
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Staff, how much, in engineering, how much parking off-street do they need?
That's kind of up to Jason.
Yeah, so we met with our engineers, it's gonna be based on when they do the permit application, the parking requirements are gonna be based on occupant load. So when we get there and figure out their sleeping rooms, that's gonna determine their occupant load. That will determine how many parking spots they're gonna be required to have. And if they have like in-house therapy, if they're gonna have therapists or counselors come to the property for that, that will also increase the parking requirements. So once they get the permit, we'll go through that, and then we'll define how many parking they're required to have, and then they'll follow that up with an inspection of what the parking agreements look like. So we don't know exactly what that looks like until, this is just the variance to approve it, and once you, if you guys choose to approve it, then the parking will be based on the occupant load. Because if it's a 3-bedroom, there's a state law about 50 square foot of floor space per person that can stay there. And I don't know if they have in-house people that live there, like a chaperone, or, I don't know the answers to those questions yet.
How many spaces are there now?
There,
8-bedroom, 3 full bath.
I'm sorry.
Parking
Oh,
spaces.
parking.
oh, parking, there's probably enough for 3 vehicles in the back. And I know we have to do this and what you're talking about, but to be honest, in the beginning of recovery and sobriety, a lot of us are coming from rehab, incarceration, places like that, and we don't have our vehicles. We don't have a license, we don't have an ID. We have to work to get that back, and that takes time. So like I said, he said it's 8-bedroom, 3-bath right now, that's what it is. But there is nobody in the house that has a vehicle. They don't have one.
So if we were to approve, are we not needing to deal with the parking side of this at this point, and that's gonna be up to engineering after the fact, or?
Based on the occupant load, if they have room for parking, if they want to get a variance for reduced parking, they would have to come back to this board and get a
Come
reduction of
back.
parking.
Right. Okay, so
It's-
it's an unknown right now,
It is an unknown.
and so we're not really voting on that.
We're supposed to, on the use of the property.
Right.
If they require 10 and they only need 6, they gotta come back for a reduction for
Okay,
Yep.
them, essentially.
okay.
And I did note that the staff made a suggestion that, they make recommendation that we approve with parking approval by the Department of Engineering. So, we have to trust that they'll monitor that.
And you
That
guys
code
did ask
enforcement for
about
us.
staff. We do not have paid staff, but we do have 2 house managers and a tour manager in the house. And we have cameras throughout the house. I do videos constantly with the girls. I'm talking to them if I see something going on. Like I said, we have cameras outside. We have them everywhere, so.
Do they enter the lot from like an alley then in the back?
Well, if they do have cars, they will have to, obviously, because there's not gonna be street parking, but, the front door is the in and out.
But they do enter the front, not the rear, as far as.
They can do either or.
They can do either or.
Yes, but, yeah.
Okay. Just looking at it from people and car traffic standpoint for the
Right.
neighborhood.
Right.
Good. Well, I just have some curiosity questions. So, first of all, congratulations on your sobriety, and
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that you're trying to do this in the community because it's very important. I can't imagine it's an easy thing to do, so. But with that in mind, you know, of course, if we're considering approving something like this, we're gonna want an entity that is gonna manage it well
Yes.
and that knows what they're doing. So, you give us a little bit of your background. Obviously, you've been through the process, but do you have any experience running this type of
The
home or
only
anything?
experience I have is, like I said, I helped run, and I don't want to give the name of sorry, I'm looking at my daughter. I don't want to give the name of where I was out of, privacy,
Sure.
but I helped manage 2 women and 2 men's houses. And like I said, I went to court for women, or men and women, and I helped with DCS. I did all the stuff that I know needs required for our house and what we're doing now. I did that in the house that I was in. I helped take rent payments and things like that, and manage all that stuff, so.
Okay. So this isn't your first rodeo, so to speak?
And mine personally, like my own, but not like as far as helping manage it.
Yeah.
Right. And it looks like you did, you do have a full set of rules and regulations. Did you resort to sort of best practices or kind of just go with your gut? How did you come with this list?
I spent a year of my sobriety at Club Gobi, and I will mention Club Gobi because they saved my life, and they're huge supporters of us. That we're actually partnering up with them for Thanksgiving to have meals for the men on their side and the women on our side. But most of the rules and regulations that I personally came up with myself came from Club Gobi and their rules and regulations. Very, very.
And it's from experience of what we've both been through and know, like the sponsors and the peer coach and therapy and things that we've been through already that we know is part of your programming that you need, that it is a need in recovery.
Good. The last question I'll ask is, there are a number of properties out there that you could have chosen, and maybe help us understand why you chose that property.
So
Opportunity. The
God honest truth, God just opened the door for us because we're, I guess I'm gonna have to say where, I was literally right across the road in a sober living across the road from there. And the owner of the property that we have now, seeing how I helped manage and run that property, and he offered me this property to have the opportunity to open my own.
Great, thank you. Any more questions from the board? No? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
guys
you.
can sit down. Do we have any else who wants to speak on this petition, either way? No, and we did not get any remonstrances or any written notices or anything. Okay.
I make a motion to approve per staff recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion to approve with a staff recommendation and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Congratulations. All right, moving right along. Next petition is BZA 2325, 1214 and 1220 Lafayette Avenue. If we could have the staff read the report.
The owner is Three Sisters Investments LLC, the petitioner is Mark Baker. The petitioner, Three Sisters Investments LLC, is requesting a variance from section 10-207Y3 of City Code, which requires all surface parking lots have to have a 5-foot minimum width landscaping area between the vehicular use area and any street right of way, or visible screening other than berms, between 30 inches and 42 inches in height, less a minimum of 1 street per 25 linear feet. Section 10-207Y2 also prohibits automobile access to any parking in the front property right of way unless an alley, entry, or side yard egress is not practical as determined by the city engineer in a C8 downtown business district. In 2022, the area of 12 points was rezoned to C8 downtown business district. In the C8 district, all surface parking lots require a 5-foot minimum with landscaping and prohibits automobile access to the front property right of way. The petitioners would like to create a parking lot on the vacant lot between the buildings to be accessed from Lafayette. The parking lot would serve 5 small businesses along Lafayette Avenue. The approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. The petitioners have the parking lot designed by a licensed engineer. Per the petitioner, they plan for it to be hard surface and allow the property to have safe off-street options and providing an ADA option. The alternative would be alley access and require customers to drive around the block and through an alley adjacent to single-family home. The property use will not enter adversely affect the use value of the property in the immediate area in a substantially adverse manner. The area is entirely zoned C8 downtown business district. In the recommendation of the Department of Engineering state the parking lot would be used for new small businesses on the adjacent parcel. The intended request of knowledge of the neighborhood's characteristic will create a significant problem to the surrounding area. Strict application of the terms of the ordinance would result in unnecessary hardship to the use of the property. The strict application of the terms of the ordinance would result in unnecessary hardship. The petitioners are planning a hard surface parking with 19 spaces which would allow customers to park safely for their businesses on Lafayette. It also reduces commercial traffic on a residential alley. The Department of Engineering provided a favorable recommendation. Staff also provides the favorable with a site plan approval by the Department of Engineering.
All right. Thank you, Sydney. Do we have a petitioner present to speak on this? Come on up. Go ahead and state your name.
Hi, I'm Mark Baker, one of the owners of the property.
Great. let us know whatever you'd like to let us know about your petition.
Yeah, so we're just continuing, to invest in the neighborhood and to invest in the city of Terre Haute and improving these 3 parcels that have been sitting there unused for a really long time. And we own a few other properties in the neighborhood that we've brought back to life, and we have pretty consistent requests from small businesses and local businesses who need that type of commercial space. And so we are renovating the adjacent property to make 5 smaller commercial spaces out of a big office building, and we're going to make those available for local businesses, and this will be the parking lot to service that property and allow them a safe place for their customers and employees and themselves to park off the street, and to it just helps bring back 3 properties from blight back to life. Yeah.
All right. Any questions from the board members?
Yeah.
So this would just take the parking lot all the way up to the buildings, right?
Yeah.
Without any buffer or anything.
Yeah. We're going to go from building to building. There's 2 brick structures along Lafayette, and then basically curb to alley, and with the 2 skirts, the aprons, or we come off Lafayette, the main run, to get traffic in and out. And then we'll have, the building we're renovating is going to have doors along that will basically face the parking lot. So we'll have kind of like a, nice smooth ADA, like access to those storefronts and everything from there, and just make it all nice, cohesive property.
Did you say you own both buildings on either side?
No. We own the building at 1222. The building on the south is a I don't know how to politely say it, but they sell
It's a retail store.
a variety store, let's call it.
Yeah.
Retail store.
Yeah.
So if they're going building to building, the adjacent property owner doesn't need to have a buffer there? Or am I missing something?
That's what they're requesting.
Requesting to have no buffer.
Yeah, no buffer.
The C8 zoning, according to city code, is to 0 lot lines. So the buffers for the landscape screening for the parking lot, which is not required, because it's the downtown district, they're required off-street parking. So this variance is asking to remove the buffer based on the size restraints, and also to have access for public safety to get from Lafayette onto the parking lot, instead of using the alley solely.
I guess what I'm getting at is the adjacent property owner is either, if he didn't like the fact that it went all the way up to his building, does he have any recourse?
No, because there's no
You're not gonna, no one's gonna come back to us say we.
No, because the C8 and the C9 have 0 lot lines.
Okay.
So you can go all the way up to
That answers my question.
Yeah.
The buffer is between the road area and the street right of way.
Yes.
So
That exists. I was just talking about the.
you're talking
adjacent
about,
property.
yeah. Got it. Well, it looks like we have 2 curb cuts. We have an entrance and an exit. And it is pulling traffic in and dumping traffic out onto a roadway that's probably going to get more and more busy over time, because the area is growing. So, I mean, I assume then that the engineer went over other alternatives. And again, you say this in your petition, that the alternative was that traffic has to go all the way on the block, go through the alley.
A residential alley that has residential garages kind of backing up to it that
Mhm.
people use, and so we're just trying to avoid commercial traffic in that
Right.
alley entirely.
So you generally want fewer curb cuts, entrances or exits on a busy street. So were there other alternatives considered that would be, I can't imagine what it would be, but that would use one curb cut, whether it be coming in and then the exit is the alley or anything like that?
I think it was mostly just, again, for the flow. If to maximize the parking, we wanted to use that middle run, and there's also a utility pole that's there too that kind of made us have to try to be creative. We couldn't go right down the center, so we're going to go in and be able to have traffic pulled through the middle where there's double spots all the way down the middle, and that'll just help traffic kind of flow in. You come in, if you don't have a spot on the one side, you can loop around the back and then come back toward Lafayette and park there, and then you're getting right back out on your main traffic flow.
Yeah, the collaboration of the parking lot design was between our staff engineers and our city engineers. They've been working on this for a while to make sure it doesn't create a public safety issue.
Yeah.
And also accessibility parking was a big part of
Yeah.
this, because there is no accessibility parking for people with disabilities down in that area. So
Sure.
that was another factor that we wanted to look into this. But yes, this was reviewed and helped coordinate through with the city engineer
Okay.
and our staff engineers.
Good. Yeah, that's why this board exists, because sometimes you have situations where it's just kind of the lesser of evils, right? I didn't realize that there was a light pole there.
So you're just wanting to pave the lot there between 1214 and 1220? That's what you're gonna pave, is that right?
The whole, it's two vacant lots, 1214 and 1220 go between the two brick buildings, and we're just
Yes,
gonna.
that whole area, that's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So that'll be paved very similar to the lot that's just, I guess, sort of south of 1214.
Yeah.
Right up to the sidewalk there.
Yeah, but it'll be similar to that one. It'll be similar to the one that's on 13th Street next to the park building there that's like, that, services those properties, and same thing. Solid surface all the way through. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions from the board for the petitioner?
No.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It looks like we may or may not have other people here to speak on this. Anybody else like to speak on this petition? Did we receive any remonstrances or anything? Okay, all right. Entertain a motion, perhaps, or more discussion?
I move we approve the variance
Second.
as asked for.
Okay, so we did have a recommendation that we approved of with the site plan approval from Department of Engineering. Is that what your motion is, or you don't want to put words in your mouth? But-
Well, the variance has to do with having no buffer where they were going to lay the lot, correct?
Mhm.
Is that what we're approving?
Yes.
I think
Right, and I'm just
this is
asking
not-
if.
This is not for us to vote on, right? This is Department of Engineering to decide after the fact.
Well, let me take a closer look. Let's see.
I just want to put that in case they have some.
I see. So, yeah, it's their recommendation. We don't have to take their recommendation. So, again, I don't want to put thoughts or words in your mouth.
No, I'm just approving the zero lot line. I mean, if that's allowable anyway. So I guess I'm not even really certain why we have to.
This is for the buffer zone for the tree line, but the park requirements.
That you do have to
It'd be
have. The zero lot line is
about
where you're
2 inch
against the
drop
building. Is that what it is? Okay.
This is the buffer zone for park lots, kind of screening for headlights and things like that.
Okay.
That's essentially, here we go. There it was.
So I'm approving then the 5 foot of
Buffer zone.
letting that go and not needing that.
Okay, so just, again, don't want to put words in your mouth, but your motion is to approve their variance petition as is, or, okay.
Exactly.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second or more discussion?
Just to clarify what he said, the site plan has to go to the Department of Engineering anyway, right? I second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye, motion passes. Congrats. And appreciate what you're doing in 12 points. I know there's a lot going on. So, all right. Looks like we have another petition. BZA 2425, 1703 Haythorne Avenue, and 4521 North 17th Street. We can have this staff read the staff report.
The petitioner is, or the owner is Renovative Solutions LLC. The petitioner is Josh Thompson. The petitioner Renovative Solutions is requesting the following variances. One, a variance from section 10-317 for a reduction in the required 50-foot lot width for the proposed renovative subdivision. A variance from section 10-187 table 8 for a reduction from the required 6,600 square foot minimum lot size
that public water is available. There's approval of the subdivision by the Area Plan Commission and site plan approval by the Department of Engineering.
Okay, thanks so much. We have a petitioner present.
Hi, I'm Josh Thompson with Renovative Solutions. I'm the general manager down here. As she stated in our request that we're looking to get a variance on these lot sizes, as long as we can get the water main extension down along 17th Street to Haythorne, while also being able to bring the option to, future development there across the street on Haythorne on the north side, for them to potentially later hook into that water, as well as still be able to then kind of match the neighborhood with the characteristics as far as like lot sizes go, as far as what we're proposing. The house that is currently there facing northbound right there on the corner of 17 and Haythorne, it is 1703 Haythorne. That already, we would downsize that lot size a little bit, but we're mainly for that one requesting for the variance from off the street of Haythorne, of the setback there. But it's already a house that's there, so I don't really see how that would be a huge issue. We plan on remodeling that, actually adding a second story to that, and being able to keep that whole subdivision kind of similar in terms of its 2-story, 4-bed, 3-bath nature as far as what we're proposing there.
Great.
I'm sorry, how many houses are going in this?
So we would build 7 additional to the one that we would be remodeling and building a second story onto. So there's currently one structure on all of that, but then we would be building 7 additional homes.
So similar to across the street, basically?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And they do have,
So they're gonna be 17th Street, facing 17th Street.
The new construction homes, yes, they would be facing 17th
Just
Street.
to the west, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're renovating 1703?
Yes, sir.
Is that true?
And we would be demolishing the garage that's currently there, and we would be building a garage to the east of the home, right there on the other side of it, with the same setback as the house. So it would be right there even with it, but it would be connected to also kind of keep some of the aesthetics of the neighborhood that's already there.
Do you know what the setback is from the center line on Haythorne on the current 1703 home there?
I want to say it's 50 feet.
It's 50.
And I don't quote me on that, but and my apologies not coming prepared this morning. And I actually thought that all I had was the 6 p.m. meeting this evening, and I luckily enough for me, I received a phone call minutes before this meeting, so I rushed here. But I apologize for coming a little bit unprepared.
So your final variance to go from 48 feet median setback, and I'm gonna say to 36 feet, it seems like that's gonna place the home a little bit closer to Haythorne than the 1703 property, if that's true. And I assume you're doing that because, or asking for that variance because you wanna be able to get all the homes in there you wanna get in along the 17th corridor.
Yes, sir. And he said that, so because we're doing, because we're rezoning that one parcel there, we had to request for the variance, even though the structure's already there and facing northbound there. So we still had to request the variance due to just rezoning of everything there. That was my understanding from from our surveyor.
so the question that I usually pose to folks is, by default, we want to comply with the ordinance as is, so I assume that you explored that, and is there any reason why it's not possible? I mean,
From a cost perspective, as far as being able to bring affordable homes to the area, for us to also bring the water main extension and be able to have access to that for future developments for the city, as well as for that area, we wanted to be able to provide as many homes right there as possible, while also keeping the characteristic of the neighborhood, because right across the street there, the homes are they have almost identical lot sizes to what we're requesting, and these homes would actually be larger in terms of square footage, and obviously would be a newer build. So we just wanted to, by being able to spread that cost across all of those, we're able to give a better product, and while not really changing the characteristic of the neighborhood.
That's fair.
I can elaborate on something. So the existing home on lot 1, to be compliant with the code, when he rezones it all, the setback on 17th, median average is 48 feet. So the existing structure, when they remodel it, they're not going to change the footprint of the home. So they're not going to encroach any closer to 17th Street. So they won't create a site as bad as the intersection of 17th and Haythorne. But to be compliant with, as they rezone it, that's why they're asking for the reduction of the setback on 17th Street, because it's existing. It would be out of compliance without asking for the variance for the lot 1. And the other 6 lots, or 7 lots, it's just take the median average of the neighborhood, which is a part of our code. They have the setback from 17th Street, so that way they're in line down 17th Street. And this is all contingent on the water main extension. Otherwise, this will have to change entirely. Because it goes from 600 to 10,000 square feet, which they're aware of, and I don't know if you're in a contract with Indian American Water.
So we're working with Indiana American Water right now, as well as with Boyers out of Marshall, Illinois, about getting this completed. We've already got a cost analysis, so we know that it's doable. We actually were just told about needing to go to the property owners there on south of our development there, heading towards the intersection right there, because that's where we'd be pulling our water main from, and talking to them homeowners about an easement and a right of way there for the water main extension to go through. So we're actively working through those them avenues as well. But yeah, that is our entire plan, and we know that obviously without the water, then we would we wouldn't be able to execute this.
Also, this project would have to go through a plan review with us and our engineers, and if we don't have a signed water agreement with Indian American Water, it'll never get out of the plan review phase. So there'll be no building permits ever issued. They would just sit there, and then they have to come back and we come back and re-subdivide it.
And we own a property right there on Park Avenue. It's our shop, and we're in the process of trying to revitalize the city as a whole. And we believe that with what Billy Southard is already doing in the neighborhood, that this would just add to the north side development.
So you're building a home directly to the east of the current home that sits on this property that you're going to renovate?
It would be to the south of that property.
Oh, so there's nothing going to be between 1703 Haythorne and the North 17th? There's nothing going to be in between that house and North 17th Street to its immediate west?
No. So lot 1 would only be the current existing structure that's there.
Okay.
And that is facing northbound, and then right behind there, heading southbound on 17th, we would switch to having 17th Street facing homes, and we would do 7 of them from there.
Okay.
But yeah, we would not have anything to the west of that 1703 Haythorne address. So we wouldn't be encroaching upon that intersection by any means.
Yeah.
More questions from the board?
No.
Okay, thank you. We don't have anybody else physically here to speak on this, so do we have any motions that we'd like to
I'll
propose?
make a motion to approve per staff recommendation.
Okay, with the conditions noted. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate all your folks' time.
Thank you. All right, move on to the next item, which is findings of fact. I'm sorry, I think I skipped over communication received from the public. I assume we have none. Is that correct, staff? Okay, moving on to the next item, which is findings of fact. We have BZA 2125. Is this? Oh, okay. This is for September. We don't have any findings of fact from last meeting then?
Probably October.
Yeah, and I noticed it says 4 yeas. I believe we only have 3 members present.
This might be, were you there last meeting?
I wasn't.
So this might.
Somebody had, I don't know if they video conferenced or phone called in, because we were,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then were you there for the meeting before that?
I
I don't-
was. Oh, so this is, you were catching up, is that what this is?
Yeah.
Okay. Forgive me, yeah, it makes sense, I mean, September. But, so we didn't approve this findings of fact last time? Again, I wasn't here.
We can approve it again,
We can reapprove it?
just in case.
Yeah, that was the, yes, correct. That was the one from when you were gone.
I have the world's worst memory, so,
Second,
to be honest, I don't remember which meetings I went to. Okay, but regardless of whether I was there, do you know whether we have approved this findings of fact yet? You guys have a good memory of this, either way? I
We'll
don't, this
do
isn't
the
super.
minutes,
Yeah, thanks.
because that would,
I think Sydney is finding the fact on whether we approve the findings of fact.
She's on a
I can't
fact-finding
remember
mission.
either. I've got 2 meetings that I'm going back and forth with them.
Sydney's fact
I'm of the
finding.
opinion you can approve it twice if you want, and just leave.
We just want to get out of here, right? This is one where we denied part of it,
Yes.
and I don't remember being present for this. That's irrelevant. I wasn't here last month.
It was a pre-discussion, I think, that they decided it was a lot easier if there was tonight to get through. What?
I move we approve,
I second.
just in case.
Sure, and there's no harm in that. I just want to make sure it's accurate. The dates and the number of yays need to be accurate, you know?
I don't have a copy of the minutes in my record,
Yeah.
in my packet.
I believe it's accurate, because again, I
Okay.
remember being here for this. I don't remember being here to approve this findings of fact,
Okay.
so. All right, so we,
Approve or table, or I don't
well,
know what do.
we already have a motion to approve in a second, correct? Am I wrong?
We're gonna
Okay.
table it till we find out from Sydney whether we approve it
I think it's okay to potentially reapprove, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes on the potential reapproval. All right.
or not. Make a motion to adjourn now.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
It was a rough month. It was a really rough month.
We all get a one pass.